Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Wait, I know what you're thinking. Where can I get some of that sweet, sweet goods merchandise? I mean, you are right. It is pretty stylish and creatively designed. I'll tell you where you can go get it. You can go to teespring.com. If you look in the link description below, it'll take you to a website where you'll see all the gear that we wear here on the channel. Plus, you'll be, as the kids say, lit while they look at your fit. And that is probably the most disturbing thing I've ever said on this show. Just go buy a shirt.
Hi guys, welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about the Will Smith and Chris Rock fiasco that happened at the Oscars recently.
Yeah, let's hope this is the end of it.
Yeah, and a lot of people have had some dialogue with me on Twitter about this, and this is the first time that me and Terrence actually had the time to sit down and talk about it. I appreciate everybody that reached out and commented on a lot of things that I said.
I appreciate all the memes.
Yeah, there's been some really damn good ones actually. I've not laughed so hard. Oh my gosh, you guys are freaking horrible, and I love y'all. But I appreciate everybody, that reached out and asked a bunch of questions and had some dialogue with both me and Terrence on that. So let's get into this. So the Oscars last Sunday. Yeah. Chris Rock's about to present, and as he always does, he's making jokes, and he sees people in the crowds. He's Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz says, right. You better hope that she wins, or if she loses, you better lose.
You better hope that Will Smith wins.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, please God, it was great, and they were both having a laugh. Will laughed.
The foreshadowing that was in that one joke,
and then. That what if he just kept going and just left it alone. But, he did reach out and made a comment to Jada, first starting with I love you and then going into the G.I. Jane joke.
Basically kind of set up, hey, look, I'm going to roast you a little bit, but I do ultimately love you. It's like, this isn't going to be mean-spirited. It's just going to be, because you're right here, I got to say something. I love you. But here's a quick little joke.
We just did Madagascar, a couple years ago. So
exactly. Right?
Years and years ago.
Like,
but
we know each other.
We know each other. Anyway. So the joke is made, and she has an illness. She has an illness.
The autoimmune disease for alopecia.
Right, and so there was a brief shot of Will Smith laughing, and
oh shit, you not laughing.
And then when I guess she looks at him off camera, and next thing you know,
my favorite meme: execute Order 66.
Yeah, he goes for Order 66. He goes up. Chris Rock is not expecting it, and he completely gets, slapped.
Slapped. So the one thing I was telling my kids, and they were talking, I was telling them, how bad it was, how bad it is to slap another man. That's the ultimate form of disrespect outside of spitting on somebody.
That's very true.
For a man.
Charlie Murphy said that.
Yeah, if you slap another man, that means that you don't even view them as a male.
As a man, that's right.
You view them as I apologize right now, but you view them as a woman. And that's what, why he did that. He slapped him instead of punching him because he didn't even respect him as a man.
Yes. And after that, it's just a dead silence. Was this part of an act? Was it a bit?
My first time I saw it, I was like, oh, this is just a bad, this is a whole bad little thing that they're doing. And then, the crowd looked all shocked. And I was like, wait, is this
Which nobody had a better reaction than Nicole Kidman.
No, what's his name from Drive?
Oh, God. Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
laughing.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, he almost looked like Linda Blair in The Exorcist where she's laughing.
That was hilarious.
That's what it looked like. Like, ooh. But still thinking it's still in shock by it. Still think it's a bit until he starts verbally attacking him with keeping my wife's name out your effing mouth and twice and looking dead serious. And
so in that moment when he was being mean and hard and serious, I still couldn't buy that as Will Smith. I've never seen Will Smith behave that way. So when he was doing it, it still kind of appeared to me is this a bit that he's doing? It was is he trying to act like he's hard? Because that's not Will Smith.
That was Mike Lowry.
Yeah, that's just how would he say Mike Lowry did that? He'd be like, but it was it just seemed out of his character.
When you look back at Fresh Prince, you look back at Captain Stephen Hillard and the charisma and Jay and Agent J and all these different characters that he plays, because Will Smith is a lot. he puts a lot of himself into his roles. So it's like Vince Vaughn is Vince Vaughn in every movie.
Ryan Reynolds is Ryan
Reynolds in every movie. Kevin Hart's right. Will Smith is basically Will Smith in every movie.
He Will Smithed it up.
Yeah, he Will Smithed it up. Well, this was completely out of character. Like, completely out of character. And that's the shocking part of it all. So after a while, you realize that it wasn't a bit. And props to Chris Rock for not even flinching. Well, he didn't. Well, he kind of flinched.
He didn't go down. And it was like, because he smacked the shit out of him, and he didn't go down. So I was like, you know, hey, you took a shot and you got right back up. He ate that shit. He just kept going.
Yeah, he no-sold it, basically.
He no-sold it. That's a perfect line. He no-sold it.
And he kept on.
Yeah.
He kept on. He presented the award, and that was it. It was done. So kudos to him for, you know, being professional, not giving anybody
Even though
any
he
ammunition.
had this whole moment where he, like, you could see he wanted to say something, but he, like, took a deep breath.
So, because you mentioned that during prep, and Chris Rock is, next to Chappelle, is absolutely one of the smartest human beings on the freaking in the world, in my opinion.
He went and made another joke after that, knowing that he was like,
you know, he is so intelligent, so witty, and one of the best comedians of all time. So you know that he had a comeback. Bitch, I got a HBO special, I got a Netflix special in my hand just from this.
He had to come back because, like I said, you could see it in him where he was saying like, well, that's the greatest moment of television. Like you could see his brain processing, and he was like, well, I can't say that, so let me just say this.
So the funny thing about this and everything was, okay, so Will Smith is up for Best Actor. Okay? He was up for Best Actor for Ali, and he lost. He was up for Best Actor for Pursuit of Happiness, and he lost.
That's why people keep saying it's like this was a Lifetime Achievement Award, because he didn't get it the first two times where he definitely should have gotten it. So they were like, we're going to give it to you now because there's nothing really to like really say that should win. So we're going to give it to you now because we should have gave it to you the first two times.
Yeah, it's like The Departed.
Yeah.
For Martin Scorsese. Like, that's not the best picture he's done. That's Goodfellas, but we had to give it to Dances with Wolves.
Hey, I love Departed. Where's Art?
Versus the Goodfellas?
I know, but I'm just saying I love Departed,
okay.
though. It's like Art would be over here complaining about Departed.
So he lost for Pursuit of Happiness. He was completely snubbed for Concussion. Attempted to boycott.
Lost for 7 pounds. Look, he's lost for a lot of things.
Well, he wasn't even nominated for 7 pounds. And he was
okay.
fantastic at 7 pounds. And they tried to boycott the Oscars in 2016 when we actually started the Oscars. So when we actually started our goodies, and it was based off of because of Oscar So White, remember? So finally he has a freaking great chance.
And it's overshadowed now.
He has a great chance to capture the gold, and he just absolutely lets his emotions get the best of him.
Overshadowed now. We will never talk about, hey, Will Smith won his first Oscar for King Richard. We will always talk about Will Smith slapped the crap out of Chris Rock before a G.I. Jane joke to Jada.
And you're absolutely right. And we'll get into that a little bit more.
This is like Kanye and Taylor Swift. It was like,
absolutely.
What did Taylor Swift win the Grammy for that year? For Best Album, for what album?
Yeah, I guess.
Exactly. We don't know. All we know is that Kanye interrupted her speech.
Right.
That's all we know. And that's how this will go down forever.
Yeah. And, well, before we get into that, let me ask, okay, was he right? Because there are so many people now.
This says it was right for slapping him.
This has become the civil war of the Oscars.
Are you on the side of the slap, or are you on?
Are you on the side of the? Yeah, exactly. Are you on the side of Chris Rock and the joke or whatever of him?
Are you on the side of the joke or the side of the slap?
Are you getting slapped or are you blocking? No. Are you on Will's side or are you on Chris' side? This has become a total thing. So a majority of the comments that are on Will's side are basically saying, that's right, you defend your woman and this and that. And to a certain degree, I absolutely agree with that. But there is a time and a place for that. Okay?
I mean, you don't defend your woman because somebody said an insult to her by like hitting them. And it's like, dude, you say something back or you leave. And it's like, that's not. Look, I know there's alpha males out there. It's like, well, if you say something to my woman, I'm gonna beat your ass. I get it, but not on that stage. Not on that stage. And we should be like better off. So like, well, all the women that were kind of backing it, they were like, yeah, I hope my husband would do something like that. It's like defending black women or something like that. Okay, he goes out, he assaults this man, he goes to jail. What do you do now?
Well,
Not everybody's
I didn't tell you, dude.
Not everybody's Will Smith where he can go slap a man, go sit back down in the seat, and then get back up and accept an award. Your man going to jail.
Yep.
And it's like, is that what you want him to do? No, that's not what you want him to do. Let's say he goes up and he slaps that man for calling you a name, and that man pulls out a gun and shoots him.
Yep.
That's not what you do.
Right.
Now, if he's gonna physically assault you, yeah, by all means, your man's supposed to defend your honor. He's supposed to go out there and make sure that you are safe. That's fine. But in any aspect, what he did was wrong. What he absolutely did was wrong. Being a celebrity to being a normal person, what he did was wrong.
So when you're looking at it as far as, hey, I'm Will Smith, I can do this.
And that's what it is he's Will Smith because he can do it.
Okay.
I mean, he did it because he can do it because he's Will Smith.
Now there's that other aspect that Chris Rock is a 57-year-old comic who is small by nature. He's a small man.
What did somebody put, like, he's like 4 inches shorter and 50 pounds lighter?
Right. Yeah. So now he's
basically a goddamn senior citizen.
Now you have this. Now there's a bully mentality there.
Oh yeah, exactly. He got up because he knew he was bigger than Chris Rock.
Yeah, he knew he was bigger than Chris Rock. He knew he wasn't going to do anything
because he's on live television.
Exactly. And he obviously knows Chris Rock's character too. Like, Chris Rock's not going to.
He's not a fighter.
He's not going to do that. So it's almost like when you're. Like right now, like kids, like the kids, it's easy for them to talk back to the mom, but to the dude that's at school that's picking on them, he ain't gonna say shit to him.
No, because that dude's gonna beat me up.
Right, exactly. And so there's a kind of like a thought process that, oh, I'm loved. I'm loved, so I can get. They ain't
gonna do anything to me. This guy's not gonna do anything to me. So once again, he got away with this because this was Chris Rock and not The Rock. If The Rock says this to Jada. Baby, you didn't get the joke? That was funny. It was G.I. Jane. It was G.I. Jane.
Give me more, girl. Come on, Rock.
Go, Rock. You're killing it up there, Rock.
Man, I smell what you're cooking, Rock. I smell what you're cooking.
So it is like, that's what's so so upsetting about it. It's like he picked on somebody. And it's like, we've all known, it's like, look, he's had a lot of things weighing down on him. From all of the stuff, from Jada putting out there with their relationship and
in more ways than one,
with their relationship and the infidelity and them making it public, made him and her the butt of jokes. Mm-hmm. Now everybody keeps talking about it's like, oh, he made fun of him in 2016. 2016 was 6 years ago. You're gonna slap me for a joke from 6 years ago? Seriously? And it's like it's the weight of all the rest of the world making fun of him. And when everybody else kind of threw little small shots and digs at everybody, including them from the rest of the show, he didn't get up to approach Amy Schumer. He didn't get up to approach Regina Hall.
Or Wanda Sykes.
He didn't say nothing to them. He waited for a man to get up there and say something about him or Jada. And then I'm going to go up there and assert my dominance. Which makes that weak, dude. Yeah. And it's like... If this is what you want to defend her honor, you should have defended her honor anytime anybody else said anything. The whole time you sat online, the whole time she did all these talks, and you sat there with her with obviously disgust in your face or being like emotionally bothered by what's being said and how the public views you, and you were the butt of jokes for a couple of years already, man. And it's like, if your skin isn't thick enough to handle a G.I. Jane joke to your wife, dude, you there's something going on with you. And so... And it's like that slap to Chris Rock was a slap to the world. And it's like, I'm slapping you, Chris Rock, but I'm slapping the world for making fun of me.
I'm not slapping you, Chris. I'm slapping the world. That's basically what you're saying. Okay, so there's two things. I don't want to lose it. In the early 90s, he actually, I don't remember if he was on Arsenio or he was on something, and he was actually making fun of a member in the band for being bald. And that man had alopecia.
Oh, wait. So back up. And that's funny that you say that. But also, how many ball jokes he make to Uncle Phil?
Right.
How many ball jokes he make to Uncle Phil? Now all of a sudden we're like, oh, you can't make a joke about somebody losing hair.
But in the
you're at the Emmys. That's what they do. Why you think they hire comedians? But if they didn't want somebody to make jokes, they'd hire regular people.
But in that show, he actually tells the crowd, it's just a joke. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's just a joke.
Yes.
So. When that footage came up,
when that guy came up, should his wife come up there and slap the shit out of you too?
Right, exactly. well, yeah. So there's that.
Come up and slap the shit out.
No, she's not. So there's that. Then there is a PSA that the more you know, and he's basically talking about self-control. The irony on all of this is just insane. But okay, so now he has won the Oscar. And there is so much embarrassment in his eyes. and there's just so much guilt. I could just see. Ain't nobody that good of an actor.
Right.
But I could just see that he is an absolute broken person.
Yeah, because he realizes what he's done. He's very happy and emotional in the moment, saying like, "I finally won my Oscar."
But it's not
finally,
about the. But he said that it wasn't about his.
Yeah,
award.
but like when he gets into his speech, the weight of what he's done hits him.
That it's tarnished this thing.
It's just like, I finally got what I've been working so hard for, and now I just screwed it up because it will be forever forgotten for this slap.
So defending his family, that's basically what, protecting his family is basically the reasoning behind this. He publicly apologizes to the Academy, to the fellow nominees, but not to Chris Rock.
Which means when he absolutely did apologize to Chris Rock, I feel it was disingenuous. I feel it was a PR move because everybody said, look, man, you're being ripped up right now. You need to go ahead and apologize to Chris Rock. You need to get something out right now. I felt like if he had really meant that, we should have been talking about, like Chris Rock said, hey, look, Will called me, we worked it out, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But like that public apology,
You're talking about on Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram. It's like, dude, or like come on a video and say like, hey, look, I was completely wrong.
You've been recording yourself all over the effing world.
It's got its own YouTube channel,
and you can't get on video and publicly apologize. Now here's the thing that was getting to me on that is that as soon as that happened and the commercial break happened, his publicist went to him immediately. They went to him. So did Denzel. So did Bradley Cooper. So did Tyler Perry.
Everybody worried about Will Smith slapping people, but like nobody's checking on Chris Rock.
Exactly. But his publicist went straight to him right there. Why wasn't that said? You need to apologize. If you win, you need to apologize immediately.
Or maybe they did say it and he purposely didn't like. I don't think I think in that moment he was still upset. But he realized that like I screwed this up. And he was still upset, and he purposely left Chris Rock out.
And that's the sad part about it all. Okay, so let's move on. You were during prep. You were talking about. Well, actually, we got into a Twitter discussion with one of our followers. Hi, Lisa. And we were talking about setting the. Now, this was the first time that the production team or the award show was completely produced by an all Black team.
Yeah.
Producer Will Packer. Will Packer produced this with an entire Black staff and finally get the opportunity for some diversity and something completely different.
Yep.
And up until then, I thought that it was going well. I thought that some of the Regina Hall bits was a little too much, and the only thing that was coming into my head was let a man do that. Let a man pick all these beautiful looking ladies in the and start, doing all these things. Go to the back. I'm going to check you. Or a man to get a woman and let me, pat you down. It's a COVID protocol. That a lot of that was not in good taste. I'm sorry.
I know
the double standard, but it's still. I did not like that. But anyway.
Well, they also made a comment too. It was like they were talking about that, like, oh, it's gay night since they had all three of them going ahead. I don't think Regina Hall's gay.
Regina Hall's gay. And neither is Amy Schumer.
Yeah. So, but the Oscar, look, every award show, they have to write a million fucking jokes. It's like SNL.
I get it,
it's like,
but that was just...
You write jokes, and then like 80%, Eddie Murphy said it best. He was like, look, there's going to be a lot of funny jokes, and there's going to be a lot of bad jokes. So, and that's what you get out of these award shows. It's like some of them are going to be really, really good jokes, and then they got to fill time, so they got to keep writing jokes, and some of them are going to be stupid. Some are going to be bad, and that's where you get where like...
So, like I was saying, like up until then, the award show was going well. I thought it was going well. There were some things that they missed and all, but how do you not have Bob Saget in the memoriam? That was a freaking miss on that.
Made it like, hey, there's no Black people in this memoriam.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
She didn't make that comment.
Anyway, but yeah, overall, I thought it was a great show. They were doing really well. That we don't talk about Bruno with Megan Thee Stallion was freaking phenomenal. I loved it. But anyway, all right. So now you have some progression, and you have this, incredible night for Black artists. Or Black producers and everybody that wants to do something even more behind the scenes and get these kind of opportunities. And now that's tarnished because of this. I couldn't even enjoy, through Questlove, his win for Summer of Soul because of the shock
of watching
this
this
whole
live.
thing.
So now it
took
took
away
people.
from him.
It took a while for people to kind of like settle back down. So while he's out there accepting for his first directorial debut, he wins a freaking Oscar for that.
Exactly.
So it's like that was his moment. All taken away because everybody's thinking about that slap and focusing on the slap, and even he's physically bothered, and
Exactly.
mentally bothered,
and
like by what happened, and it's like he can't even enjoy his moment.
And you look at the content of the Summer of Soul and how much it meant to the people of Harlem at that time, and for that to be taken away too, like it's just wrong. So. Was he right for doing it? No, he was not right for doing it. It was completely wrong on all sorts of levels. Not just the assault, that's a given, but the fact that it was a selfish move that didn't think about absolutely nobody involved in the entire freaking building.
Right.
And now I know that when we were talking on Twitter, I said that it's not about race, it's about self-control. But when you're looking at it from a race standpoint, as a black man, you can agree with this, that you really do to a certain degree, you set people back a little bit because
Chris Rock said it best on Chris Rock's show, and it was like every time we're almost there, we do something. Martin Luther King has a "I Have a Dream" speech, and we move 3 steps ahead, and then twerking comes out, and we move back 4 steps.
Yeah.
And it's like we do something stupid to mess up our forward progress. And this really, like, hey, we just now have like a black crew to run the Oscars. You think they doing this again? If you think about like the Super Bowl, when the Super Bowl had MTV. Do the Super Bowl when Janet Jackson had the little thing pop off and stuff like that. The MTV never got another chance to run the Super Bowl after that one incident. You think they letting us do this again after this?
I don't even think they've let Janet Jackson.
She is not it. Justin Timberlake. Trust me, I got to rant about the whole Justin Timberlake got to come back, but Janet can't come back.
Yeah.
And he pulled it off of her thing. It was like it was firmly on there. But anyway, so it was firmly on that.
God bless him.
But anyway, so my point is that you're now this was an opportunity for us to move ahead. And you just ruined that. You absolutely ruined that. You ruined it for Chris Rock. You ruined it for the people behind the scenes producing the show. You ruined it for Questlove. You ruined it for yourself. You think you're getting nominated for something else going forward? Who cares how good it is? And if you do, you ain't going to be invited there to accept your award, and you're not going to win.
Yeah.
So, like, do you know, you messed up your, like, enjoy your one Oscar because you're not getting another one.
So,
This is, and I'm still ranting.
No, it's okay.
here.
Go ahead.
It's like,
Get it.
look. This is why people still make fun of the Source Awards. Dude, because there was stupid crap like this. To where like it went on, so it happened and people started making fun of it that the Source Awards had to cancel because nobody took it seriously anymore.
Yeah.
People was like, oh, there's gonna be a bunch of rappers fighting. It got made fun in movies. It got made fun if there was this like, hey, this ain't the Source Awards. This is a reputable event. Not saying that they said that for this one, but I'm saying, but that's what they would normally say. And this wasn't a reputable event. Not that the Source Awards wasn't, but this is something that has got like years and decades of history to it. And you do that here?
this is something that you expect from like the blockbuster.
Something that isn't as prestigious. And I know it's like, why should we put such high value in such a white stage? Because it's got a history, man, and we want to make sure that we.
Okay, you know what? I am so glad that you said that. Now let's talk about. Okay, so we talked about the setting back and all of that. How about the disrespect for the art of cinema itself? The first Oscars were done in the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Wings was the first Best Picture ever win.
The TV show.
Yeah, no. But in the 1920s, so from the 1920s all the way down, the first, if I remember right, the first Oscar was to, one of the first Oscars was to Hattie McDaniel for Gone with the Wind. The first African-American person to win a fucking Oscar. She couldn't go get it, that sucked, but she still made history.
It's like, you won an award, but we don't allow black people here.
Yeah, that's freaking awful. That might be that might be in the future again if that were to happen with Will. But anyway, so you look at that history, the progression, whether it was Hattie McDaniel, Sidney Poitier, Halle Berry, Denzel Washington, all these great African-American actors, and you do this, it's almost like a disrespect to cinema and art and film and everything that the Oscars stand for. And you want to talk about a white stage? I don't consider it a white stage because film is colorless. Film and art and all of that is colorless. It's about the performers. Okay, if you want to say that, I'll give you that. But it's a celebration of the art. That's why you have the best foreign films. And I know that wasn't in the beginning, but now you have international films being recognized, foreign films being recognized, because it's all about the art. So in a lot of ways, that took away from the art, the film, and all of that, and all of that hard work that went into it. So what he did was just downright selfish to me. And I'm curious to know what you think should happen. So there were some different options that people were throwing out there.
They're not going to kick him out of Screen Actors Guild. That's not going to happen.
Okay, that's one. The other one was take back the Oscar.
They're not going to take back his Oscar. They're gonna ban him for a few years.
Or ban him.
They're gonna ban him for a few years. They're gonna ban him for a few years. He's gonna lay low for a few years till the heat lays down, or the heat cools off, and then he'll act in some other stuff again, or he'll just be producing things like he's producing Bel Air. He's got his production company, so I mean he'll just do stuff behind the scenes until like his ban lifts. And like I said, if he happens to do a movie or he's done movies that get released within the next year or two, then they just won't get nominated. Trust me. And it's like the Academy doesn't want to have to deal with this, because if they nominate somebody, they're going to talk about like, are you inviting? Well, they're not going to want to deal with that, so they're not going to nominate him.
Yeah,
that's all that's going to happen from it. And we're going to talk about like, oh, it's sad that he had such a great performance, he doesn't get nominated. No, it's not sad, because he did something that he paid no consequence in the moment. He's got to pay some type of consequence, because if he pays no consequence, who's to stop somebody from doing this again?
Yeah. And we'll get into that right now. And I know this is going to probably be one of the long videos that we do. But
and I know people talk about like we can't tell a person how to react in a moment. And I get that. I totally get that. Sometimes things will make you do things that another person wouldn't do. But there were better ways to do it. He could have Kanye'd him. He could have went up on stage. He could have took the mic and he could have talked for him. And he could have told the rest of the world why that joke was in poor taste. He could have like reprimanded Chris Rock about like, dude, we know each other. You don't do that. He could have done many other things that would have been where he would have walked away the hero. And we'd have been giving Chris Rock a bunch of crap for making a joke for a woman who has alopecia, and he chose not to do that. And like I said, I understand you can't tell people how to react in a moment, and I know with his book he has where like he felt like a coward and he wanted to defend his woman unlike he was able to defend his mom. But damn, there's better ways to do stuff.
So Mel Gibson's never recovered from all the stuff he's done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's done other things, but you think he's...
But it ain't nothing compared to the roles that he had. Ain't no Lethal Weapon. Well, yeah, there's Lethal Weapon 5. but honestly...
It ain't being nominated for an Academy Award.
But what, the accomplishments that Mel Gibson had, right? He ain't been the same since. Michael Richards ain't been the same since. Will Smith, I guarantee you, this is not going to be the same.
It's not going to be the same, but his career is not over. It's not. I
don't think it's like dead in the water. No. But it is definitely stalled for a while.
He's gonna
unless he goes back to trusted franchises, is the only saving grace. Bad Boys 4, Suicide Squad 3, something like that. That's the only saving grace right now.
They're not going to do it.
I'm just telling you that anything else like really to take him. He needs to get fixed. He needs to get some help.
Everything that he's already filmed is getting pushed back for a couple of years.
Okay.
It's getting pushed back for a couple of years. If he wants to do something now, we're going to wait a couple of years before he starts filming anything going forward. So now, Idris, the role is yours. Deadshot ain't coming back. Bloodsport, the role is yours. You run the Suicide Squad now because Deadshot's not coming back.
Okay, so you mentioned the statement earlier. So the statement's been made. It was made through Instagram. It was
Deadshot slapping people. That'd be great.
It was.
They call him Slapshot.
Slapshot, bitch. That's funny.
That's hilarious. Wait.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
All right, forget it. The statement was made, and like you said, even though it was a good statement, but it was a statement that was probably a little too late, I guess, maybe, or long overdue. One of those.
If he had done it in the moment when he accepted the Oscar, it would have made more of an
absolutely.
If he'd have done something on video, if he'd have talked to Chris Rock, because they said that they still haven't talked.
Yeah, but I mean, who's to say now after the statement? Who knows? But so Now let's talk about, this is the thing, one of the things that got me. Now, I used to write comedy, and Pinche Zeke out there, funniest person in South Texas. And I think when I have these influences, and we've known each other for a long time, so you know our love really for comedy, for stand-up comedy. You know, Richard Pryor is one of my biggest influences. Eddie Murphy's one of yours. So to think that you have the sanctuary of a comedian is the stage, and that's supposed to be the safe haven, and that's supposed to be where the comic can do what he does. And you know, when you have comedians like D.L. Hughley, who actually based a lot of his early career from the Comic View and Def Jam and all of that, was picking on people and all that.
That is part of their act.
That is what
to pick
comedians
on people.
do. Exactly. That is what comedians do. And when you are a high-profile person who you actually know, and you know, you would think that there's a comfort level there. But regardless, the safety of the comic, and we talked about it during prep too, as far as the artists being safe up there. We had not too long ago that Seth Rollins was attacked, you know, by a fan, and he was jumped, attacked. The security officers came in, they got the fan out, and all of that. This was obviously there was no security there to help him, but you know, this one,
I'm sure there was security. The security just didn't do anything because it was Will Smith.
It was Will Smith, and now the guy's he's doing his job, and he gets assaulted in front of the world, and you know, what about that? What about from a comic standpoint? Like, you know, now, like you were saying. You mentioned about now it's okay for people to go up whenever they feel like it, if they feel insulted, and there you go. So you didn't see any security go up. You know,
no,
because you said, you know, because like you said, it was, you know, it's Will Smith, so they're not going to really do anything. But how does that protect the comic? So now anybody can just do it.
No, because there was the unspoken rule. Like, these are our elite. Why would they do something like this? So I wonder. I wish I could have got a view of, like, if somebody had like a camera or a security camera pointing to the actual security that had to be there, right? Because they're celebrities. There's a bunch of celebrities in the building. It's like, you know, there's going to be security somewhere. So I want to see if, like, were they going like, ooh, somebody should be doing something about that.
Who's going to do that?
Somebody should be doing something about Will Smith. He got a hand. Oh, me? Oh, I ain't going up there.
That's freaking Hancock, bro. That's freaking Mike Lowry.
Exactly, right?
I ain't going up there.
So I wonder why they didn't do any, but, like, it does open a door going forward to where, like, this is one type of event. There's a bunch of celebrities, but one, what happens when it spills out? Like, this is it's a precedent being set to where, like, you go to a regular stand-up comedy show where it's just normal people and maybe not as a well-known comedian, where we could say, like, oh, that's Chris Rock. This may be, you know, Joe Bob doing his first year of comedy, and he's like, oh, I'm going to try to, like, you know, make jokes about the audience. That's my thing. And he makes a joke. Yeah, women be shopping. Right. He makes a joke. And it's like,
oh, that's true, man. Even Reggie got hit for freaking making fun of Jada on Nutty Professor.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Oh, my God. I forgot that. Circles. It's all ties in. But it's like, yeah, it's like he makes a joke, and then some regular person gets up, you know, Will did it. Let me come up and smack the shit out of you for making a joke. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. And, you know, going on. I was like, that's setting so much of a precedent for that. And I was like, I worry for comics going forward.
Absolutely.
Like, even like there, and it wasn't even a whole thing, but there was, like, you know, Mike Tyson was at a comedy show and a guy pulled a gun out on a guy that was trying to throw him out. And it was like, that's craziness. And it was like, I feel bad for comedians now. It's like they're endangered. Like, we need to protect them.
So either way, you know, it's hopefully, you know, some good comes out of it. Something, just something good comes out of all this. Maybe better security at the Oscars. But I hope it does not take away.
All monologues will be done behind a bulletproof screen.
I hope, right? I hope that other, whether they're black,
you
Latino,
can accept your award through this little tray.
You're at the bank. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna make a commercial lane for the nominees. Here you go.
There you go. Enjoy your award.
No, but what I was gonna say was, like, you know, I hope this doesn't take away from any you know, future producers that are of color, whether it's Latino or black or whatever. And you know, this doesn't take away from that. People still get an opportunity, and you know, I hope Will heals. Obviously, I hope Chris heals.
Yeah.
But you know, I hope everything works out, and
like
you know, after? And everybody stays safe. So. That's all I got on that.
That's all I got on that. It's like, I hope this is the end. We kind of waited. One, we needed an opportunity to kind of get with each other. But also, two, we kind of needed to let things kind of play out. So to get a full story so that we didn't have to do 2 of these.
but at the same time, also, I mean, I really wanted to hear what the public was saying as well. You know, what the public was saying, and then
the comedians are on his side. The celebrities seem to be on the side of Will Smith.
Yeah,
So, and that's how it's divided. Civil War. And it was like, do you want to be with Captain America or do you want to be with Iron Man? So, like,
which one's Iron Man?
Iron Man's the celebrities and the comedians are Captain America.
I would say so.
Yeah, something like that.
I would say so. All right, Terrence, take us home.
All right, guys. Make sure you put your comments below. It's like, this is a very divisive topic. I'm sure I'm gonna see some stuff in the comments and it's like, yeah, he should have slapped shit on him. But I'm not above you guys having a comment, having an opinion. Please put it there below, whether you agree with us or disagree, no matter what. And if it's the first time that you're on the channel, make sure you subscribe as well as click the notification button, because we'd love to have you part of our community and be able to see all the other good stuff that we do talk about that may be not as sad and dark.
Yeah, and obviously, anytime you want to have any kind of dialogue with me, hit me up on Twitter and hit Terrence up at Facebook. Okay, never mind. For Aspen, Art, and Carla, wherever the hell they're at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we'll see you next time.
Wait, guys, are you still here? I'm glad you're still here. All right, so if you look down, I mean, it's somewhere over here. Look down. We actually have a Patreon. So if you guys watch the show and you really like what we want to do and you want to help support the show and you want to help me get an editor so I can get to sleep at night because I'm really tired and you guys see all my mistakes in the episodes. So please go to patreon.com/thegoods. Give us a penny, give us a nickel, give us $1.
Just don't give us the finger.
Don't do that. But make sure you do donate something because we do have some giveaways. There's posters, there's t-shirts.
I'll sign something for you.
Exactly. So take a look, guys, and help us out. We appreciate it.